So what keeps you volunteering?
All of the above, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from a very selfish point of view, I find it really beneficial to me personally to have something other than work. It's a real breath of fresh air for me. It's something that my father was an outdoor pursuits instructor, so he took school trips on. He's done all sorts of things, but for a while he ran a nature reserve in southwest Wales, and so scouting to him is like, it's in his bones. He was actually never a scout, but he's very much that sort of person, and I think that's how I grew up. Was being very outdoors, going on adventures, just doing really interesting things. And I kind of let that go with work and with having a family, and you get so busy and you kind of let that side of life go. And it's been a real refresher for me to go back into that environment and just to do all the things that personally I enjoy doing with my children and with other people's kids. It's brilliant. It's a breath of fresh air. Some days I've had a really, really stressful day, and I have to be honest, I'll sit on the train some days and think, I could do without cubs tonight. But then I get there and you have a brilliant time, and the kids love it and they have a brilliant time and they're wild, and they have such a great time, and afterwards you think, I'm so glad I did that, I feel so much better, so it is, I think from a selfish point of view, that's partly what keeps me there. The other thing again is just that I want my children to be able to be part of scouting, and in order to do that we need leaders, and everybody's a volunteer, there's no paid leaders in scouting, so it's not like you can fall back on somebody to come in and save the day. It's only going to work if we've got parents who are willing to be leaders, really. That's how it works. And I certainly, now that I'm involved, I would hate for our pack to not be able to run because of the lack of leaders. And I think now that I know that I can manage it with my work, and it's actually not at all detrimental, actually. My work has been quite flexible, so I've been quite lucky in that my boss has seen, I've explained to him that it's something that's really important to me. He really likes the idea of scouting, thinks it's great. And so, I think that you do need some flexibility, and that's important. But it's one evening a week, and it's planning at weekends or in the evenings. And it's not every night. It's maybe you divide the work up, So if there's a group of you, might be parent helpers on the admin side. We've got a couple of parent helpers on the admin side. We've got Kayla and myself. Kayla does his part, I do my part, and the admin guys do their part. So it's not at all, I sort of do the communications, so I tend to kind of contact parents and tell them what we're doing and do all that stuff. So it's maybe one evening a week. It's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half tops. We did our planning session recently. We went to the pub. We had a few hours in the pub planning our term. So it's lovely. It's nice, actually. So it's really not that bad. And I think now I know that there's really no reason for me to not be involved in scouting, if you like. And as I say, just from a personal perspective, I thoroughly enjoy it.
That's brilliant. And so working with all those other leaders, that's expanded your own social circle as well? Yeah,
definitely. We had a impromptu evening at the local pub, which is just down the road from here. It was a couple of months back now, and it accidentally ended up being kind of a scouting gathering. Just coincidentally, there was loads of people there who I knew from scouting, and there was about 25 of us in the end. We had a great evening, and it was lovely. And that sort of evening made me realise that my social circle has definitely increased, and I know loads of people who I'd never met before, and even wider than the village as well, because you get involved in district things. So out into the other villages and the other areas in our district, got to know leaders there as well. So it's really nice. It's a lovely community feel, actually. I'm very lucky.
Brilliant.